Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Tender systems in South Africa laid the foundation of corruption in the country, and now experts are concerned about South Africa's tender systems, while Julius Malema says tender systems must be abolished.
The only sustainable and long-term solution is national legislation that promotes the insourcing of workers and detenderizing the state at all levels. We have since started a process here in Parliament to introduce insourcing private members' bill. A capable state will provide the quality of work and can additionally use its procurement capacity to drive local industrialization and development of the economy.
Hello, my name is Reneilwe Morema and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora News Channel, reporting live from Johannesburg, South Africa. 20 years ago, the South African government approved a supply chain system that aimed to utilize government procurement to address years of apartheid discrimination. Although the tender system has sought to level the playing field for previously disadvantaged black business people and promote local jobs, the system has also been abused, oftentimes at the expense of communities that are in dire need of service delivery. The EFF has called for the tender systems to be abolished, saying the country is on a downward trajectory. Government needs to crack down on the corruption that has come to be synonymous with government tenders. South Africa does not have a good track record when it comes to tendering and corruption. There are many instances in South Africa where there is a lot of corruption activities that take place in relation to the tender system. There are people who see tender system as a way to enrich themselves, a money-making scheme, a quick get-rich scheme. Those are the people that make the government poorer and frustrate the intentions of service delivery. What is more heartbreaking is the fact that government is not taking extreme measures to persecute these people. Let us look at what tender corruption has done to some parts of the country and how it has negatively impacted some people in the communities. The man you see on your right here is Edwin Sodi. He is the most fortunate businessman in Gauteng, a well-connected entrepreneur thanks to his ties with the current Vice President Paul Mashatile. He is one of Mashatile's largest benefactors. Edwin has been awarded over 2 billion worth of tenders by several provincial governments. This flamboyant businessman has gained a reputation for pocketing the money and leaving a string of unfinished projects behind him. In the Free State province, a project to eradicate the bucket system in an impoverished community has ended in despair as sewage continues to flow down the streets. His companies have become notorious for non-delivery, but the government keeps awarding him tenders. Why is that? Edwin Sodi has come under fire again, this time for an incomplete water treatment plant in Hamanskraal. Edwin Sodi was awarded 295 million rands to fix a water treatment plant within the Tshwane municipality, which he did not do. Can you guess what happened after? Well, there was a cholera outbreak in Hamanskraal, killing 23 people, while 159 people were admitted in hospital.
Here's the funder of your favorite IG baddie. South African businessman Edwin Sodi is without a doubt South Africa's Hugh Hefner. Sodi has collected Instagram influencers like Infinity Stones, with Lizelle Laurie, Kifilo Maboto, and Minnie Dlamini as his exes. Edwin has the body count a first-year forex trader can only dream of. But Sodi's true body count is the 23 people who have since died of cholera in Hamanskraal. Promo manager for load shedding, President Cyril Ramaphosa, has authorized a special investigating unit to investigate a 295 million rand contract allegedly awarded to businessman Edwin Sodi's company for the Reneilwe Waste Treatment Works project. As thousands of residents were spending months without clean water, the city of Tshwane approved a 295 million rand contract to Edwin Sodi's company, Blackhead Consulting, to refurbish the waste treatment plant. Sodi's company was paid 291,996,000 rand by the city of Tshwane, but Blackhead only completed 60% of the first phase of the upgrade. After irregularities were found by the Metro and how the contract was awarded, the city of Tshwane blacklisted Sodi's company from doing further business with the Metro. With nearly 30 lives lost, over 200 million rand of taxpayers' money gone to fund Minnie Dlamini's Botox treatment, and residents of Hamanskraal still having no access to clean water, the president assigned the SIU to investigate the matter. Do you know how evil it is to flex an 85 million rand house while people are waiting in line for an RDP for years even? How evil it is to post your whole roster on IG sipping rosé while people are dying to get a cup of clean water? Or even worse, how you're flying out baddies to exotic locations while people have to travel to go bury their loved ones. Corruption and mismanagement are killing this country, and people such as Sodi are not role models, they are part of the problem.
How did he get this tender? Because first of all, his company has never done this kind of work before. Not only did they lack the skills, but his company lacked the manpower or the connections to pull this work off. He was awarded this nearly 300 million rand tender to fix this treatment plant, and then it was deserted after 60 million rand was spent because he was just doing a bad job. And now this bad job has killed 23 people and put 159 people in hospital. The people of Hamanskraal deserve justice for the incompetence of our government. They've been failed by poor leadership skills.
Shovel a stream of sewage away from their doorsteps. The overflowing sewage is the result of a ballooning population and vandalized infrastructure. Not only does Meyanki wake up to the stench of sewage each day, she also suffers the indignity of using a bucket as a toilet.
Another 2 months. 2 months. Bucket systems were there when I was growing up. What we're driving through now, this is sewage.
Community activist Salwane Leboyi was born in Vicksburg.
It's almost everywhere.
Yes.
The smell of human waste hangs in the air.
This bucket system has been getting eradicated for years and years and years. It's this new contract, the next one and the next one. It's where these corrupt politicians eat. That's their ATM.
And it seems in this area, corruption is rife.
What is bizarre about this entire situation is that when he won this tender, he asked for 70 million rand upfront because he didn't have the funds and infrastructure for this project, which does not make sense. When you applied for this tender, clearly you read the requirements and you were aware that you needed certain infrastructures to do this job. You should have had the infrastructure needed to complete the job in the first place. What do you mean you need 70 million rand upfront to purchase machines and other equipment needed for the job? Then why did you apply for it then? Because it's clearly you are underqualified. This is like me applying for housing projects with no construction background. I don't know how to lay a brick on the ground, but yet I apply for this tender and I get it. and then I end up doing such a bad job, and then the people of South Africa will lack housing. 5 years ago, he was awarded a 10.8 million rand contract to build a school in Benoni. The school was never built. When we ask where is the school, he says it is still in the planning phase. 5 years later, and we are still planning. Come on, we are not children. We need proper answers. We need transparency and honesty. Where has the money gone? I'll tell you where it's gone. He lived his life lavishly at the expense of poor people. He threw lavish parties almost every month. Celebrities attending, girls living the girlfriend experience, living the Instagram soft life with funds that were meant to better the lives of struggling South Africans.
On culture, but if you live in this Kim Kardashian culture where you see on social media women with hairstyles and long nails drinking pretty drinks and never doing any work and getting out of Lamborghinis and doing all that kind of thing, you think, well, that's the lifestyle I aspire to. And they're all getting it because they're getting in on this tender and this contract and this kickback and this Gupta style Saxon Wall shebeen. Where's my slice of that? It becomes a culture. And we need to have a culture of modesty. That's why I don't like government cars being...
It breaks my heart that the sabotage amongst the black communities comes directly from a black person. It's like we are our own downfall. I do not understand how a person can be so consumed by greed that they fail to see how that will impact many people. It's like they almost get a kick of seeing people living in poverty and staying in poverty. We are no better than the apartheid government that maliciously doomed us to this life of poverty. We are no different from them that gave us this life of inequality and lack. There are ripple effects to corruption, and the cracks will show for eternity. We are supposed to be a nation that redresses the past and what the apartheid government has done to us. But instead, we are adding to what they have done. We are adding on the apartheid legacy. We, the black people, are continuing with the legacy of apartheid. I mean, check this out. Fidelis Muema, who was employed as a bursary specialist at KPMG and an auditing firm, is accused of diverting money meant to pay student fees to himself and his accomplices between 2021 and 2022. His flashy lifestyle is posted all over social media. He shows off his sports cars, French champagnes, and holiday trips all over the world with money meant for students. Now, a child who is from a struggling background with no source of income or any plan of paying her fees is stuck at home doing nothing, not getting an education, no qualifications for a decent job. Then she'll be thrown back into the unemployment system because the labor market has no space for her and won't be able to absorb her, and then she'll contribute to the high employment rate of this country, all because someone felt the need to be flashy on social media and buy his pregnant girlfriend a push present with money meant to take students to school. We are recycled back into the poverty system because these girls want to live the Instagram glamorous life at our expense. And their man's ego feel the need to provide for this lifestyle through stealing and corruption. The government sits back and does nothing. Today we have people like Paul Machatile who are heavily involved with these tender, corrupted, greedy individuals in the presidential office. This man could potentially be the next president. He has planned to become the next president of South Africa, and this will all be possible if we vote for the ANC next month. At some point, you need to have a serious conversation with yourself. What legacy do you want to leave your children with? What long-term benefits do you want your children to receive from our country? Is it beneficial to keep the ANC in power, seeing that they are stealing from your kids? They are preventing them from getting educated and making something of themselves. This government is dimming their light at a young age, thus killing their hopes and dreams before they could even begin, clipping their wings before they could fly. So are we really willing to risk our future in keeping the ANC in power? This is something to think on. Comment to us your thoughts and opinion in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel. My name is Reneilwe Morema. It has been an absolute pleasure.